Welcome back to the Self Podcast, a podcast all about your self. I'm your host, Alyssa, and let's get straight into today's topic, which is self-doubt and really what that means for your life. And what does that really look like, and how does it impact you? More than the more obvious aspects like just feeling bad about yourself, quite frankly. So recently I've been experiencing, or I guess it hasn't been recent, but I guess I've just really realized and recognized a lot of my own self-doubts about myself. And especially doubts that I don't feel that align to my self-concept of myself that I want to be. Like, I want to be a really confident person. But it's just like these self-doubts that I have on myself, it's like they don't align with that confident version of myself that I know that I want to be. But it's like also when you don't admit that to even yourself, because like when you're in this position, it's kind of like you don't want to believe that you have these doubts in the first place that could be holding you back for more, or like from believing that you can do things, especially bigger things and bigger goals. And ultimately, when you can't work through self-doubt, then you might be ended up holding yourself back because you don't believe that you can do something, even if that doubt is a lie, even if that doubt it's a big shark. I heard this on Big Conversations by Haley Hoffman Smith, and she really described how your doubts, your self-doubts, are big sharks. They're big lies. Like, they're a big shark out of water, and I love that analogy so much. And I really find it true. It's like I can point it out, because what I realized that I was doing is I didn't want these self-doubts. I didn't want them. I didn't want them in my life. I didn't want to admit to myself that these were actually like they're a part of me. And it was kind of like this tug of war aspect of me and holding on the rope for dear life, saying no self-doubt, and self-doubt's on the other end trying to win. Like, no, I'm right. Like, no, this is my identity. And self-doubt's like, no, you're not worthy, you're incapable, all these things. Like, whatever resonates with you and your self-doubt, that might be a little different from me, but it's the same concept of like, no, I'm trying to win, but self-doubt's trying to win. But who says that we have to pick up the rope and literally fight with self-doubt? Like, we don't have to. And when I realized this, I was just like, okay, I know my self-doubt is a part of me. How do I go about that and being the person that I want to be, that confident person anyway? And how do I fit self-doubt in room with my self-concept about myself, and where's the room for that? And also, how do I not fight with my self-doubt? And instead of being like, oh, you can't do this, whatever, like self-doubt speaking, and then me being like, no, I can, and avoiding those feelings. But it's like, it's not fair to your feelings to be like, no, actually, I'm just gonna like dismiss you. You're not important, like, at all. I don't want anything to do with you. I know you're a part of me subconsciously, but like, no, I'm not gonna look at you. Like, that's just like, it's so disrespectful to your feelings when you're like, no, like imagine if somebody was like, they knew about your existence and then you would be like, oh, hey, like, hello, please recognize me. I'm like, okay, this is a little different. Maybe it's like a voice in your head, not a different person. Be like, hey, hello, like, please look at me. And you're just like, no. Like, imagine if you're doing that to another person. Maybe this is how it comes in. And you're just like, no. You just ignore them. You're like, no, not a part of me. No, like, not a part of my life. Like, bye. And then it's just like, that would feel so disrespectful, wouldn't it not? Like, these... just literally thinking about this. Yeah, but if you were just plain out ignored by somebody, wouldn't you feel so disrespected? And how is that any different from yourself and your feelings, especially when you have negative feelings and you're just like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna look at you. That's not really fair, is it? Like, to your feelings, that's not fair. Like, even if you don't find it desirable to look at these feelings at all and actually take the time to feel them, isn't it still important that you do feel them at some point? And that's when I really realized, like, yeah, maybe, like, this is a part of me, and maybe this is why I'm being held back from any greater, bigger things, because I need to learn about a different part of myself that I didn't know was relevant because I kept pushing them away. Now, like, have you had this experience? Like, this is so interesting to me. And it's like, okay, well, I realized also that I don't have to play this tug of war game denying my feelings. So it's like, why do I keep using my precious energy to keep playing this exhausting tug of war game? The amount of energy it takes to be avoiding those feelings, like, it's literally not even worth it. And let's take a moment to normalize that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to doubt yourself. It's okay to honestly just feel super bad about yourself. Like, even though I know there's literally so many people probably thinking, like, no, like, you shouldn't be doing that because it, like, reinforces your doubts. But yeah, maybe don't do bad, negative self-talk. However, it is acceptable to be like, no, I don't feel okay. No, I doubt myself right in this moment. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing that really matters is being able to allow yourself to have these feelings and to justify them, that, like, it's part of the human experience. I feel that basically everyone has a self-doubt at some point of their lives. Maybe some seasons are filled with more self-doubt than others. But as long as you're able to rise above, rise anyway, even with these feelings, that is literally the most important part, is to have these feelings that are a part of you and to persevere anyway and say, yes, this is a part of me, and yes, I'm going to move forward with them anyway. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and chase all of my dreams, all of my goals anyway, because I deserve as much. I deserve to have the best that life can offer. And with that, that is the end of today's podcast. See you next time.